It's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're scrolling on your phone endlessly, looking at videos about cakes that you're never gonna try or never gonna make. Your alarm is set for 6 a.m. and you're still awake, tired. Why do we do this to ourselves? Today, we're going to talk about why we should put our phones down and how we can do that.
My name is Fatima.
And I'm Pamela, and welcome back to Different Faces.
I like this subject because I work with my phones, right? I do social media for a living, and I can see myself and I can see why other people get caught up on their phones. Like I literally have two phones with me all the time. It's so easy to get caught up in your phone. So I would like to exclude myself from the women that are always on their phone for leisure purposes or for addiction purposes or for like memory seeking or for like just looking to scroll. I would like to think that I'm on my phone because I have to work, but I can see
Mhm.
how we can get caught up in that loop of just scrolling. Tell me why you're so passionate about this topic, or what have your experience been?
So for me, as of not really recently, maybe few months now, I find myself like after everybody goes to sleep, I'm just in bed scrolling TikTok, and I know I'm tired. I know I have to wake up early tomorrow, but I'm just trying to, I guess, distract my brain. I don't know what it is, which we're gonna find out today. But yeah, I'm just scrolling and endlessly. I go to sleep 12, sometimes even 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, you're also a stay-at-home mom. Like you don't have to particularly be at a certain time um, in the morning, right? And I can see why, after being all caught up with home duties and the babies, that you need like an outlet at night. And it's like so harmless for you to be in bed just scrolling. Like, I don't see the harm unless this turns into like hours and then it affects your sleep. And then you don't wake up on time to take care of the babies. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it does affect my sleep. It doesn't. Obviously, I'm gonna wake up no matter what when I hear,
Mhm.
when my son comes in the room. But there's days when I do wake up tired, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I go to sleep so late? Like it wasn't worth it, you know. And I
Mhm.
actually do know how this started because I was the type of person that as soon as my kids would go to sleep, I would go to sleep. So when I started doing my course, I would try to stay up at night to get some schoolwork done. And then there was days where like, oh, I don't feel like doing schoolwork because if it's a self-paced course, so I don't feel like doing schoolwork, but then I'm just in bed scrolling because I'm like I'm still awake because I got used to being maybe an hour or 2 hours awake after. And then instead of doing schoolwork, I'm just on my phone scrolling. Mm.
Imagine you as an adult doing this. You can only imagine how much this phone addiction affecting our kids, like teens and parents who choose to give their kids phones really early on.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about why does this happen, and I know you did some research. I know because I do social media for a living, I also give out presentations to kids, to citizens in the county where I live about the harms of social media. And one of the topics I talk about is how it can be addicting. So I know you found some of the reasons why we are scrolling endlessly. Tell me what you were able to find.
So when we scroll before bed, we're basically looking for mental decompression, and we are just delaying our sleep time. We call bedtime procrastination. And you just keep saying, oh, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, when you're trying to shut your brain off after a long day of doing whatever work, school, or staying at home with the kids and being a stay-at-home mom. But the
Mhm.
screen actually does the exact opposite, which keeps you awake, so you're not really resting or
Okay.
decompressing your brain.
Yeah, that is true. It doesn't help that these big tech companies are making the algorithm so easy for us to like, and they literally post or put in
Personalized.
our personalized things, right? Because I
Hmm.
know you're not getting the same information I'm getting, but if
Yeah.
you're a mom, like in our case, we're getting recipes, we're getting children activities, we're getting like where can we go and where can we take the kids during the summer, like in my case, I'm getting like style and office like attire and fashion, and it's just like, how do they know? Like, so these algorithms are just keeping us hooked to the content.
Hmm. Somehow they find a way to like, oh, this is what you like, so it's just gonna keep showing you more of what you like, more of it, what you're interested in, and just gonna keep you there, have you on the hook.
But as far as the reason why we keep delaying the process, like sometimes we say, okay, we're gonna use our phone for 5 minutes without interruptions, right? Without some little people saying, "Mommy, mommy," or without, at work where you have to be at work. We're
Hmm.
gonna do 5 minutes of on our phone, and I think we allow that, right? Why do we delay the 5 minutes and it turns into 2 hours, let's just say?
Because they get you hooked. They're showing you what you want to see. And also the blue light on the screen, like that's what keeps you up. The blue light on the screen, it decreases your melatonin, so therefore you don't want to go to sleep. So you're just wide awake and you're thinking, oh, I'm wide awake, so I might as well just be on my phone. I
Hmm.
can't go to sleep, so I might as well be on my phone.
Yes. And it also the hormones, right? You've read about the hormones that we are producing as we are scrolling, which is something that for us used to take forever as kids, for us to feel the oxytocin, the feel good hormone will take hard work. It will take, okay, we want to ride our bikes, we need to ask for permission from mom, we need to do our homework, we need to ask for duties, we need to, get all the things out of the way. And when we are riding our bikes, we get the release of these happy hormones. Now
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to do that work. We don't
No.
have to do all that. Kids are not playing outside. All we have to do is go on our phones. And this is
Yeah,
where
because everything's so instant. Everything is so in the palm of your hand. You just have
yeah.
to, I want to play this, click. Everything is right there.
What exactly it's the mechanism that is making us like hooked?
So, with the dopamine, when we're chasing dopamine on our phones, it's basically a habit driven by unpredictable rewards like notifications, likes, endless scrolling. So, it trains your brain to crave constant, instant gratification, which lowers your overall focus and makes everyday tasks boring, basically. So the things that you actually have to do that is not going to get you that instant gratification, you don't want to do them because
Mhm.
you're the thing that's making you satisfied and that instant happiness, it's on your phone. So basically you procrastinate other things and just lose focus.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see that. And if you don't have discipline, where you have to say, you know what, I'm getting out of this phone no matter what because I have an appointment or whatever in the morning, then you can easily go to sleep late, lose sleep, and just
Yeah.
stay up.
Yeah, there I don't think there's anything wrong with social media or having social media. There just has to be a balance.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, kids shouldn't have social media, but for adults, there should be a balance.
Definitely, there should be a balance. Because if you think about it, the majority of our time, like if you look at your screen time, in my case, I'm on my screen all the time. But if let's say you look at your screen time and you don't work from your phone, you can see where you're spending most of your time. And people are spending most of their time on social media.
Of course.
It's not that they're
Yeah.
going on their phone to look at their pictures or write emails or just be on the phone. Like I know You're far away.
Mm-hmm.
You get to speak to your mom and your dad on a daily basis through WhatsApp and social media, I'm sure. But then there's people that don't do social media. Like I do social media, but people that don't do social media that are on social media 24/7.
What's your most used app, like on your screen time on your phone?
It's Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
I checked
Instagram.
mine, and it's so my first one is WhatsApp, and then I have YouTube, and then I don't know
Mm.
what else, but probably TikTok, because I use more TikTok than I do Instagram.
Yeah, that's crazy because
Hmm.
you're a millennial, so your social media of choice should really be Instagram, but you're actually using TikTok, which is a generation after us.
Because I'm young.
Yeah, you're young. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on one side, you could make money on social media. You could be a content creator, you can be a social media content manager. On one side, there's good. I
Hmm.
feel like social media can be used as Google now. I literally do not go on Google and type chicken recipes. I go on social media and I write
That's
chicken
interesting.
recipes because I can either read a Google recipe that's gonna give me the ingredients and or I can visualize the recipe in 9 seconds. Get the chicken, get the seasoning, preparation, and then the faster the content, the easier.
That's
Because
crazy.
attention span.
See, for
Attention
me, I
span.
still Google things like because I want to see it in writing. Like I want to read it because I
Mm,
feel like if it's in the video, I'm gonna have to keep going back. So, okay, what was the first one? What was the second one? You know, like
no. Even let's say I'm going to the beach with coworkers. I'm going to go on Instagram and I'm gonna write beach professional attire. I'm not going to Google anymore. I'm now Googling on
no
my social
Pinterest.
media platforms. No, yeah, Pinterest, that's a
Okay.
social media. I can go on Instagram. I don't do TikTok much, but I know that
Mm-hmm.
that, that that's a place I can go to as
Yeah,
well. If I want to prepare, like, my baby just turned 5 and I wanted to look for themes for birthday parties, I go on Pinterest, I go on Instagram to get ideas. I don't Google things anymore. So
that's crazy.
if I'm missing my best friend who lives in DC, I'm literally sending her reels on Instagram. It's like more than just social media. Like you are getting information, you are communicating, you're getting ideas.
Yeah.
There's That's why it's my number one, like, usage on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't think like the reels that are on Instagram, for me, it doesn't hit the same as when I see it on TikTok.
Mm, yeah.
Like the videos that I see on TikTok, I don't find them on Instagram.
Mm,
So, yeah.
I think it's just a preference.
Yeah.
Probably just preference. But the fact that there is an addiction on our phones, you see it all the time. Um, I do have my boundaries for me and for my family very established because I'm not competing with a screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not competing with a phone. So I do have my boundaries. I'm
What are
interested.
those?
Boundaries with phones in my household are not in the table.
Okay.
You don't, and it's not just this table. It's any table in any restaurant in any house that we are sharing a meal. We're not bringing our phones. Why? Because the idea is to share a meal, talk, interact. No phones to the bathrooms. Why? Because we're not gonna be in the bathroom, taking a shit and then bringing the phone to the bed or the phone to the table or the phone to the kitchen. That's
Mm-hmm.
gross. No
Okay.
phones to the bathroom. Also, the phones are could be very private, right? No such a thing in my house. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna bring something that you have privacy in a bathroom where you're gonna lock yourself. Mm-mm.
So this
So,
is for
but
your husband, so?
my husband included. Yes,
Okay.
my husband included. We do have passwords in our phones for privacy with, other people maybe, but we have a relationship where we have an open um, door
Open phone
policy
policy.
relationship. Yeah, open phone policy. If he's getting a call and he's in the bathroom, I go get the phone. Could be his mom, could be a coworker, could be business related, whatever the case. Same thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that he has on his phone or I have on my phone that we cannot see on each other's phone.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's no need to take the phones to the bathroom. There's no need to like be on it 24/7. Now, when we go to sleep, before we put our phones away, sometimes we're on our phone scrolling together and he's laughing and showing me things and I'm laughing, showing him things.
Mm-hmm.
Other thing is my charging session, not his, because he has his charging session next to his bed. But my charging session is in the closet, which is a few steps away.
Oh, you don't have it next to your
Because
bed.
no, my
Okay.
both of my phones, my headphones that you gifted me, when I had my Apple Watch, I don't use it anymore. They're away because I don't want to have the need, which I did at one point during the pandemic, of getting my phone in the middle of the night and I can't sleep and I'm gonna be on it and do that. Mm-mm. The
Mm-hmm.
pandemic was one of those periods where I was on my phone a lot, and that's when I decided to switch um,
Charging
my
station.
yeah. Another rule I have with phone boundaries is if I am going to take pictures of memories, like I just went to our Universal. I'm taking the pictures, but I'm not posting as I am at the
At the
place. We're
moment.
never post. No, I don't
Yeah.
post at the moment. At the moment, I'm enjoying the moment. So when you see that sushi picture of that dinner, it
It
happened
was
before.
last night.
When you see something on my story, it didn't happen right there and then. It happened earlier. And I'm posting once I'm already home, when I'm on my way, back home and I'm
Mm-hmm.
being passenger princess. That's when I'm posting.
Yeah.
I think that's the boundaries that I have. My daughter doesn't have a phone. Obviously, she's 5,
I
and
mean, I would hope not.
my son knows the rules. He doesn't bring the phone to the bathroom or to the table. Mm,
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's it. Those are the boundaries I have.
Yeah. For me, I do agree the table one, even
Hmm.
though sometimes because of the time difference it's a little hard for us because we normally have dinner here like 5:36, and at that time it's in Florida it's daytime, 12 o'clock, 11:30, and either my parents call or my husband might receive a call from something in the United States, and sometimes on the table we try not to, but sometimes we are on our phones on the table. um to the bathroom, honestly, I be taking my phone to the bathroom, and so does he. Because when I'm showering, like sometimes I'm listening to music or listening to a show or something, you know. Um, I never not thought of taking my phone to the bathroom.
Hmm.
But yeah, we don't really have like too much phone boundaries, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, we also do, like our phones, like he knows my passwords, I know his password. It's not like, but yeah, we don't really have like many, like you're really strict with your phone.
Yes, because I think because of the line of work that I'm in, it's like I could be consumed by my phone if I let it. Um, and so can he because he's also a content creator. He's also on his
I was
phone.
gonna ask that, like he's also in the same
He's in that
career
same,
path.
yes,
Yeah.
when it comes to like content creation for ourselves. I'm the content creator of the family, so I do like to take pictures and videos, and I know that they're growing up so fast that this is how I'm going to relive these moments. And I don't want
Hmm.
them to tell me like put the phone down, just enjoy the moment. I'm enjoying the moment, but I do want pictures of
Of
how this
course, you want to
moment
keep the
was
memories.
enjoyed. Like, yeah, I think that my boundaries come from like wanting us to spend time and not letting the phone compete with our time, especially as a family.
I find myself, well, I stop now, but whenever like I put my kids to sleep, whether it's their nap or bedtime, like I will always, well, I used to have my AirPod on, listening to something, a podcast or an audiobook or something. Thought like, why am I listening to something when as I'm reading them a book? Like I'm literally reading, but I'm still listening to something. Why am I
Can you
not
do
just,
that?
yeah, I was doing that. I was like, why am I not in the moment? Like literally just reading them the book.
Mm.
And so it's been like a few, maybe 3 weeks that I stopped doing that. Like I'm literally making the effort to be on my phone less.
Hmm.
I don't put on my AirPod like during the day anymore. So like if I'm washing the dishes and I want to listen to something, I'll listen to it, but like not on my AirPods.
Let me ask you
Or
a
like,
question. So, if
oh
you
yeah.
don't have that many boundaries when it comes to your phone, is it working for you, or do you feel sometimes that there's the phone that is like conflicting with, your life, your schedule, your time, your relationships, etc.?
I wouldn't say it's affecting it. Well, I mean, for me personally, yes, I wanted to be on my phone less, but I wouldn't say it's affecting like my relationship or anything. Would I want my husband to be on his phone less? Yes, but it's not like, oh my God, we're having issues because of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But of course, I want him to be on his phone less, like because
When
then
is he
it also
usually
will
on
help
his
me.
phone?
Hmm?
When is he usually on his phone that you're like, I want him to be off his phone at this moment?
Well, sometimes at the dinner table. Well, most of the time at the dinner table. Sometimes, when we're here in the living room and, like the kids are playing and I'm playing with them and he's on his phone, I'm thinking, play with them,
Yeah.
instead of being on your phone. But he catches himself. Sometimes I do have to, remind him, but he catches himself.
So, what have you set in place? If you don't have that many boundaries when it comes to like the physical place of your phone, what are some of the boundaries that you have taken for you to diminish your time with your phones?
Okay, so there is this feature on your phone where you can lock the apps. So you can set a timer I do it from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Okay.
So at 9 p.m., all the apps automatically lock. So you can't use them. Obviously, you can, when you click on it, when you try to go on it, it says ignore limit or, you know, but obviously you have to also make the conscious decision of not, ignoring the limit and still going on the app. But the
Mm.
the purpose is for it to like it tells you it's locked. Are you sure you want to use it?
What is the name of this app you're talking about?
No, it's not an app. It's a feature on the iPhone. When
Okay.
you go to settings and you go to screen time, it's called. Let me tell you exactly what it's called.
Okay, so for anybody that is listening to this podcast right now and you want to limit your screen usage or decrease, this is what you need to do. Go on settings,
Go to settings and then you go to screen time. You go to
downtime,
downtime and then you can schedule it. So you could do every day. I do 9 p.m. to 8 a.m.
no phones.
And you can choose, for example, for my parents, if they need to call me, obviously, if there's an emergency, their calls will come through. So WhatsApp, it's the only app that I have that can still work even though the other ones don't. So you can select which apps you want to still work.
Okay.
So in case they call
That's,
me.
yeah, and this might not apply to you, but also if you want to see what kind of screen time you have on your phone, according to statistics, people spend between 2.5 to 3 hours on a daily on their phones. So if you see that you are spending more than that, then you can also check how long you're spending on your phone by going to screen time on your settings. And based on that, you can determine whether you need this or not. How can we help people that are finding themselves in this predicament? Step number one, check if this is a problem for them. And how you do that is by looking at your screen time, seeing where you're spending most of your time. If you're supposed to work 8 hours and you're spending 8 hours on your phone, you're not being productive, not good, right? Unless you're working on your phone, like in my case.
Yeah.
Now, if you're seeing that you're spending more than 2.5 to 3 hours a day on your phone, then you might want to do what you said, which is go to settings and limit your screen time. That's number one.
Number two would be to lock the apps, especially at night when we are scrolling most of the time. Whether it's physically you putting your phone away from your bed, like how you do, or putting the lock in the apps.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely like number three will be to try to have a charging station away from your bed space, but not necessarily like in the kitchen or downstairs where you're not gonna hear, but just
Yeah.
away enough that you don't reach. It's not easy accessible in the bedtime when you're like trying to sleep. Number four could be the boundaries, right? That you can establish at home. When is it okay to be on our phone? When it's not okay? I go to restaurants all the time where families are, kids have their
Oh my
iPads,
God.
the mom and dad are on their phones, and it's just like, why would you bother to have restaurant time if you're gonna be on their phone?
And like,
So,
there's no communication, there's no connection, nothing. Like, as soon as you wake up, like, obviously, I set the lock setting. I put it for 8 o'clock. That way, as soon as I wake up, I don't go to my phone. As soon as I wake up, the phone shouldn't be the first thing I touch or like look
mhm.
into, and that's something like I used to do. Oh, let me check if I got any messages. Let me check Instagram. Let me check this. Let me check that.
Another thing I think we can do is just try to live. Like sometimes I catch myself like going through pages of moms doing things with their kids or that trip that you want to do, and it's just like, why am I here scrolling on that content when I could be physically with my
Doing
baby
that. Yeah.
doing those projects, and then maybe planning with my husband that trip that I keep seeing on
Yeah.
Instagram, you know?
Yeah. I think sometimes people also, a lot of people are on social media to kind of like escape the reality, kind of like dreaming in a way, when they can actually have that, you know,
Hmm.
at least to the best of their abilities. But, you know, and
Yeah.
that makes you not content with where you're at in your life. I think, social media, it triggers, the depression and anxiety on people, Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
has a lot to do with it.
We get to sometimes compare our lives to others or where people are in the stage of their life.
Yeah. So there is other ways to get the dopamine, the serotonin, and the oxytocin without actually being on your phone. And those ways are, so the dopamine, you can, break down big tasks and check off items off of your to-do list and listen to music while you work out or you're getting ready and celebrate small wins, even just making your bed. and that's
Hmm.
going to help you get that natural dopamine instead of getting it from your phone. And then for the serotonin, a daily boosting habit would be getting 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight.
Okay.
I love sunbathing. I literally sometimes, I mean, I may not go outside as much, like on the balcony because there's
Mhm.
bees, but yeah, there's a lot of bees over here, girl, in the summer. But I'd be standing by my window, just taking the sun in. Take a brief walk outside, be in nature, practice gratitude by naming three things that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything huge. You just whatever it is personal to you that you're grateful for. And for the oxytocin, a daily boosting habit, give a hug. Give someone a 20-second. Why are you making that face? You don't be hugging your daughter, your husband.
Yes.
Okay. So hug someone, a loved one, a family member. Spend time with the pet, some cuddles. You have Nala, cuddle with her,
Hmm.
you know. Share a meal with someone without looking at your phone.
After I take a picture of my meal. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are,
Let's
a
live.
few things. Yeah, literally.
I also heard that there's people that do digital detox regularly. My friend does that a lot where she just deletes the apps from her phone, not her social media accounts, but just her
Mm-hmm.
apps. And then let's say she's on a trip, or if she says like, Monday through Friday, she deletes the apps, and then on the weekend she just uploads the apps again. That's what works for her. You don't go on social media at all.
Mm-hmm.
People do that sometimes during vacation. So you just take the pictures and then you delay the process of posting
Yeah.
for when you're back home, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea too.
But
Yeah.
whatever works for you, as long as you are conscious that maybe you have a problem, a phone
Yeah, I mean,
addiction or social
some
media
people may
addiction.
not even see it as a problem. So if you don't think you have a problem and you're happy with how things are, then good for you.
Yeah, well, be mindful because even if you don't think you have a problem and you're not sleeping during the nighttime, and you're walking around like zombies, you're just like going through life, tired. Sometimes wonder why you're so tired. So we hope this episode was productive and I hope you learned something from it as much as we learned from being mindful of our phone usage. If you have been look at some of our episodes, we talked about motherhood, we talked about womanhood, we talked about friendships, and we encourage you to subscribe for more episodes like this one.
Like
Now,
the video and leave a comment. If you have any other way that you try to stay off your phone, if you have any ideas on how to help other people on to, stay away from the phone and social media and have a balanced life. So, like always, before we go, let's take a deep breath in and let this be your reminder that it is okay to slow down, embrace your phase, embrace your growth, and thank you for being here with us on Different Faces. Until next time.